Hi guys. So if you are seeing this video, then this message is for you. You know, the realm of mastery is the realm of rest, meaning that the more you're able to gain mastery in what you are doing, the more you can rest, right? The more you can experience what is called rest. When you begin to experience rest, that is when you no longer have to deal with struggling to achieve certain results. Now, what is mastery? Mastery is when you are able to Mastery is when you are able to effortlessly repeat a result, a result that you achieved. It is one thing to achieve a result once and you are not able to repeat that result, right? Maybe you healed the sick, maybe you healed cancer, but you are not able to repeat that result again. Or um maybe you experienced financial breakthrough. Maybe you prayed a prayer and you experienced financial breakthrough, but you are not able to repeat that result. Now in this kingdom, there is provision to repeat certain results, right? To recurrently do certain things which can bring about the glory of God. So we see Jesus, he healed the sick several times, right? And did a lot of exploits several times. So like I said earlier, the realm of mastery is the realm where you are able to repeat results effortlessly without having to struggle. Now, let us look at a reference in the scripture. We all know about the story of Elijah and the prophet of Baal, right? How he called down fire, right? So now the thing is that after Elijah called down fire, something happened. A woman confronted him, and that woman was Jezebel. Now you would think in a normal sense, Elijah will repeat the same thing and call down fire to consume Jezebel, right? But why did Elijah run? So after he ran, where he ran to, don't forget, he was even suicidal about it. He was praying to God, I am not better than my father, take my life, right? If we all remember that story. So that you can know that it is a very serious case. So, now, the method at which he used to call down fire in the first time, don't forget, this same Elijah, King Hazael sent captains of 50 to him and their 50 men 3 times. And then 2 times from those 3 confrontations, he called down fire to consume them. So if he can do that, why did he run from Jezebel? Now I'm going to show you something. The first time he called down fire, the method or his understanding of calling down fire as at the first time was different from his understanding of calling down fire as at the second time. Do you believe that even these men of old, these are all these mighty men that God used in the Bible days, do you believe that they also grow in revelation? They also grow in knowledge, right? That is why Paul said, "You're with unveiled faces, beholding the glory of God as in a glass, are changed into that image from glory unto glory." So, there is such a thing called growth through revelation, right? The method at which Elijah used to call down fire in the first case against the prophet of Baal was his understanding of calling down fires at that time was tied to the time of the evening sacrifice. Now, in the archives of Israel, it is a common knowledge there that God can respond to sacrifices with fire. It happened with David at the threshing floor of Ornan. After David compelled Joab to go and count Israel, and then it was a sin against him. When that angel began to destroy people, when he got to the threshing floor, Ornan, and God told him to stop, that was where he went to sacrifice unto God. And God responded with fire. Even Solomon, after he finished building the temple, after he made a heartfelt prayer, God responded with fire. So it was not Elijah that God will respond to with fire. He is not the first person. So it is there in the archives of Israel. You know that Israel, there are people who they write down what happens in their history, and people read it at a later date. We've seen people like Ezra. They will go, when they enter the temple, they will find some books about things that has happened before. They will read it, the book of law, this and that, and they will read it, right? So it is something they usually take note of these things and read it. And Elijah knew this thing, that God of Israel, he responds to sacrifice by fire. So that was his first knowledge of calling down fire, right? Because you can see how he was systematically mocking the prophets of Baal, and he had to wait until evening. Who does that? Like, does it not tell you that waiting is intentional, right? Even the Bible stated it there that the prophets of Baal, they tried all their best until the time of the evening sacrifice. The Bible stated it there expressly, the evening sacrifice, the time of the evening sacrifice. The Bible didn't just say until evening. So when the Bible is giving us little details like that, we should pay attention to it. So when it was that time, Elijah began to build, he gathered 12 stones, built an altar. You see the process he had to go through to be able to make God respond with fire. If he had to do that thing, if he had to repeat that process to confront Jezebel, he will not have enough time, because it is a different case now. It is not the case of you call down fire first, and if you are unable to do it, I'm going to do it. Jezebel is coming. If Jezebel were to meet him, she's coming to destroy him at once. So there won't be any chance to gather stones, build an altar. Now, this is why mastery is very important, right? To build an altar and then to, bring all the materials needed for sacrifice and burnt offering. There won't be time. But this man, as he continued to journey with God, he began to enter into the realms of deeper revelations in God. And later, a king called Ahaziah. That king, he fell down. The Bible said he fell down from the lattice of his house, and then he was injured. Then he now sent his men to go and inquire from Baal-zebub in Ekron to know that if he will he wants to know if he will survive, or if it is that injury that will kill him. So then God now sent Elijah, and God told Elijah to go and meet those men and tell him that, is it because there is no God in Israel? Is that why you told your men to go and inquire from Baal-zebub? This is what will happen to you. You will not survive that thing. And then his men went back to tell him. Then he asked his men, describe this man for me. They said he is here, he is this. Then he said it is Elijah. Then he now began to send men to him. He began to send his armies to him. The first band went, captain of 50 and his 50. He called down fire effortlessly. So you can see that this pattern now, it is different from the first pattern. So Elijah did not say, wait till evening, let me gather stones. It was no longer like that anymore. Are we following? The second band came again, the same thing, effortlessly. If I be a man of God, it has now shifted from, the first time he called down fire, he had to pray, God, please let these people know that you are God, this and that. So it has now shifted from praying to, if I be a man of God. So it has shifted from praying to understanding his identity and knowing that with respect to his identity, there are certain things he can command in the kingdom. That is how far mastery can help you to effortlessly repeat results. And you can see how at rest Elijah was. He didn't have to flee again. He didn't have to run. Like he did with Jezebel. When he heard that Jezebel was coming, to confront him. So that is why I said earlier, the realm of mastery is the realm of rest. That thing you are doing now, that it seems it is a whole lot of struggle, that it seems it is so hard. Think, how can I effortlessly repeat these results on autopilot without having to impute this much effort? Think about it. Ask the Holy Spirit to give you direction. Ask him to give you ideas. And when those divine ideas come and you know how to repeat those processes and get that result on autopilot, you realize that it becomes easy And then the result you can have, the kind of result you can have, will be more than what you've been having when you are struggling. Struggle is not a good thing. It distorts your results. It distorts it. Number one. Then number two, if you are doing something that is giving you results now, please don't stay there. Don't be complacent. Do not remain there. Keep advancing in that thing, because the way God designed this world to work is that this world keeps advancing. So if you remain there, what will happen is that you will soon become outdated, right? So that is why it is very important to keep advancing, keep pressing deeper. Say to yourself, I receive the grace to keep pressing deeper. So keep digging deeper about that thing, so that you can keep advancing, so that you will not become outdated as the world keeps advancing and keeps bringing a higher level of demand in that area of what you are doing, right? You see, there's a way you can so much gain mastery that you can produce results that is so rare among men. Job said, when I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle, he said, the people waited for my counsel, and after my counsel, they speak no more. So what he was trying to say there was that he touched a dimension in God. When he was in the days of his youth, there was a dimension he touched in God, and that dimension enhanced his ability to counsel people. So his opinion mattered to everybody. People will wait for his counsel. Just like how you turn on notification on a YouTube channel, waiting for their content. That's whenever their content drops, so YouTube notify me. Or maybe you have an influencer on Twitter that you turn on notification, so that whenever that influencer posts something or tweets something, you get the notification instantly and you want to run there. That is the same thing that was happening with Job. They were waiting for his counsel. That was what he said. And the most amazing thing was that after he speaks, there's no argument. That is very, very dangerous. I mean, how can a man speak and nobody is seeing a different opinion? Nobody has a different perspective, which they think might supersede, or maybe I'm looking for the right word, which they think might be better than Job's perspective or Job's counsel. So it was not only Ahithophel that has that gives counsel that is like the counsel of counsel of God, or how does the Bible describe it? Job had been in that realm before Ahithophel. So in case you don't know, so the people will wait for his counsel, and after his counsel they will speak no more. Look around these days. See an influencer with millions of followers, or a content creator with millions of followers, you will see people go to the comment section of that such influencer. You will see some people arguing or disputing what that person said in his tweets or in his video. But Job so much touched the dimension that nobody argued. In fact, everybody was waiting. That is what mastery can do. That is what mastery can do. Imagine Elijah had to start arranging stools when the army came, when the captain of 50 and their 50 men, when they started coming. Imagine he had to say, wait, let me arrange stools again. So he had now transitioned from his knowledge of calling down fire on sacrifice to calling down fire to devour people. He now knows that you can call down fire as a system of defense, not just as a way to tell God to come and prove himself that he is God. So he now knew that he also has a stake in God's plan. He now knew that it is not just about God alone, that he is also important, and that is as important, is so important to the extent that God can dispense resources for him, for his defense. So if this video has blessed you, kindly like, drop your comment, let me know your view about this, and also please subscribe to this channel or follow, depending on whichever platform you are watching from. If it is TikTok, please kindly follow. If it is YouTube, kindly subscribe, so that when I drop another video, you will get it. Turn on notification. Please wait for my own wait for my video as well. So it is likely I might discuss on how to, you know, gain mastery or how to achieve mastery. So possibly, the Lord permits, I might discuss on that. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching.